Hello, everyone. It's me, Eustace Leon Greaves Jr., your insurance and financial advisor, coming to you live here at the headquarters of Greaves Financial Services and the Bridge Insurance Agency. Today is March 15th, Monday, and we had what I call the perfect storm over the weekend. And with that, a number of trees toppling, just being ripped right out of the ground, toppling over. Believe we have something like 6 to 8 people who have died. And so I was really interested. I said, what makes trees just fall over? What makes them just topple over? They're 60 feet tall. They're 100 years old. What happens? So I decided to call several tree companies here in Brooklyn. Most of them just said call us when we're not so busy. But I want to thank Fran of Prospect Tree and Landscaping. The arborist there is a gentleman named Hollis. Hollis was out, but Fran took 5 minutes to really help me out. And Fran, I want to thank you. By the way, Prospect Tree and Landscaping, their telephone number is 718-871-1354. And again, I spoke to Fran. Now, here's what happens. We had a terrific snowpack this year, especially here in the city. We had snow that none of us wanted to deal with, even though we'll miss it in the hot days of summer. We had a terrific snowpack which pours water down into a restricted area around those tree roots. What do I mean by a restricted area? Well, here in New York City, what do we have? We have a tree in a tree pit, and what surrounds it? Cement. So what happens is you don't have a lot of open space for water to be absorbed. Imagine that you're taking that tree and putting it right into a cup of water, and the roots never have a chance to dry. The roots become waterlogged. After a time, it's not that the root system, when we see these trees and they're broken and we see the roots, we say, gee, that's all they have. No, the roots are deep and the roots can be wide. But the problem is they're waterlogged right at the point of the entry of the water. Remember that old song? They paved paradise and put up a parking lot. This is the reality. This is why we have these trees falling down and causing so much damage. So again, quoting Fran, you had the perfect prescription for this type of disaster. We have the weight of the trees, and don't forget now, these trees are full of water even though they're in a semi-dormant state. But because there are no leaves, there's no evaporation of the water into the air, which makes chlorophyll, what have you. There's no evaporation. So that water is just basically sitting there. So you had snowpack, you had the weight of the tree, you've got the weight of the water inside the tree, and then what do you have? Torrential rains and winds gust 50, 60, 70 miles an hour. It was a prescription for disaster. So again, I want to thank Fran for giving me a little insight into what that's all about. I'll be following up on this with some folks from the Botanic Garden as soon as I can get them on the phone and maybe spend a few minutes with them. But here's a tip. Here's a Bridge Insurance Agency tip for you. This summer or this spring, if you own the home, let's spring for an arborist like Hollis of Prospect Tree and Landscaping, again, 718-871-1354, to come out and really determine the health of your trees so that you don't find yourself with a tree in your living room or a tree in your neighbor's living room. All righty? I have to go. Thanks so much. Tax season is really starting to pick up. Thanks so much. God bless again. Remember, no matter the day, no matter the hour, even if the wind is blowing, it's always a good time for some plain thinking power. And again, my number, 718-783-2722. God bless. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.